Hey guys, Derek here with the Closet Doctor, and this is our rod cutting station for where we cut closet rod and aluminum for our garage cabinets. And I want to talk to you today about how we cut it to reduce waste.
So when we're cutting closet rod, the ideal solution or the ideal situation is that when we're done, that's about how big the piece is that we're throwing into the trash. If we've got pieces that are too big, we've got a lot of money sitting there in waste. And so is what we've come up with. We come up with an easy visual control here for our guys when they're cutting it to make a decision on what to do with it, how to handle that rod. So this line out here is about 24 inches from the blade. And so if you've got a piece of rod and you slide it on here and you're gonna cut, and this is gonna be the piece that's left over, if it's outside of that line, it's okay to cut that. That's a size that's going to leave us with a size that's 24 inches or greater that we can use on the next job or on another job at some point where we pretty regularly have pieces over 24 inches. If when we're done cutting here, we're going to have a piece of rod that lands between these two lines. Is what it's giving us. Is this giving us like an 18 to 20 inch piece in here, maybe a little bit smaller, that it's not likely to use. So in this gold one here, if we were gonna cut this and it fell between this line, it's gonna leave us a piece of scrap that's gonna be too long to throw out, but too short to use on a regular basis. So the rule that we have in here is that if it's between these two lines, we don't cut it. And then once it gets shorter than here, this is about 12 inches or less. So if we're gonna cut it and it's gonna fall in between the line here, that's short enough to where we can justify throwing that out. So it's a real simple visual control. If the end of the rod is in here, we're not gonna cut it. We're gonna put it over here in our rack and we'll come back to it later. So we've got several long ones in there right now. These are all about 28.5 inches long. Those are usable. When we get down below the height of the cabinet that we store them in, they're not gonna be usable. We got a few in there, but so our first role is to go here and look for short stuff when we have short ones. And then if it falls in here that we don't cut it, and then if it's in here, we're gonna go ahead and throw it out. So that's how we've made an attempt to reduce the amount of waste on our closet rod.